Hi everyone, I'm Tracey.
I'm Carol.
And we are My
Purgatory.
Now, you probably know us more often from videos from my Outlander Purgatory, where we talk about Diana Gabaldon's Outlander series a lot. And, pretty much along with our friend Papa Jamie. But for this video, which isn't going to be... It wasn't really supposed to be Outlander related, but I guess it is.
Yeah, so anyway.
So we're just going to do, because there are other things that we like to talk about. I think we've tried this here and there, like some non-Outlander related things.
Yeah,
and
we never post them.
When we talk about non-Outlander related things, they go into the bigger cyberspace area that is my Purgatory, which is pretty much like all the other stuff we like.
Okay.
So, we are going to talk today for just a few minutes, because I've only watched one episode, and I think you've only watched one episode?
Of this season, yes.
We're going to talk about House of Cards. It's the Netflix show. The minute I hit send, people start texting me, whatever. Anyway, it's the Netflix show, which started, it had the first season last year. I and my husband just actually blitzed through the first season and finished it like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we hadn't watched it. We binged it over the past couple months, maybe.
Oh, we watched.
So we did see the first episode. The season 2 not really premiered because they dumped the whole thing on Netflix at once. But it's all up now.
Right. And do not even think about watching this if you haven't seen episode 1 of season 2. Go away.
Oh, yeah.
Go away.
Spoiler, rip.
Go away. Tracy, don't even say anything. Just go away. I've given you fair warning. You do not want to see this if you haven't seen episode 1. Okay, go.
Talk for a minute more.
Basically, started off, like you're sort of sitting there and you're all like, yeah, back to House of Cards. Kevin Spacey looking at the camera. Could it be any better? Love the text messages, the way they pop up on the screen, like pop-up video.
Is this just a general? Can we just do a general House of Cards?
That's what we're doing.
Impressions first before we get into season 2.
You mean of characters and stuff?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Oh, do you mean overall?
Yeah, you probably watched it a long time ago, so maybe do you remember as much? It's fresh in my head.
Yes, I mean after watching it last night, I kind of remember. I'm going to forget people's names though. I happen to love, and as I'm sure you did as well, the Philadelphia stuff. Because I was like, yeah, I wanted them to stay like in Philadelphia, and he was running for governor, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking where he went to school, and I was like, that wasn't Philadelphia, that was like Virginia, wasn't it? No, when the late lamented Peter was running for governor, yes.
Right, and I hated him. He was a great actor because I hated his character, and you were supposed to, so I was glad to see him go. It's just everybody is screwing everybody. Like Tom says to me last night, you know what, there's just, like a lot of these big time shows, there's no one to like on this show. Mm-hmm. There's no one remotely likable on this show.
It's so funny because John, my husband, says exactly the same thing about House of Cards. Exactly the same thing. Like, who do you root for? That's overall, I gotta say, we started watching House of Cards and we liked it. And I'm not saying we don't like it, but we felt like as it went along, it kind of got more ridiculous with each episode. Now, someday, I want to create, I have it in my head of how I'm going to do it, but it's going to be a 4-quadrant grid, okay? And you know how that would work, where, like, you've got an arrow going this way, and you've got an arrow going this way and this way. So this arrow is, like, measuring the acting ability, and the acting, like the strength of the acting. Better acting, worse acting.
Robin Wright, oh my God.
This arrow going this way is measuring the ridiculousness of it. Deliciously ridiculous or just ridiculous. And I gotta say, like, something like Downton Abbey is way in the deliciously ridiculous vein. House of Cards, sorry, it's in this quadrant over here, where really good acting, but just ridiculous.
I turned to Tom last night and I said, do you think this is going to be the type of thing where, now that he's gotten his hands dirty, he's going to like it and he's going to continue, and it's going to just be like killing after killing after killing to try and, propel himself along. And no sooner were the words out my mouth that bam!
All right, before we actually talk about that, let's just say, again, overall impressions. The acting on the show is very good.
Okay, you get a dish.
Robin Wright, I think, is phenomenal. She's like the most interesting.
I am afraid when she comes on screen. That's how good she is.
I'm gonna say I do love Kevin Spacey on the show. I really do. I like talking to the audience. I like their relationship is really interesting. But I gotta say, like, not like Kevin Spacey is ever phoning this in, but like this role is Kevin Spacey in Seven, plus Kevin Spacey in American Beauty equals Frank Underwood. I mean,
cut to like F you at the end last night.
Snarky, intelligent, snarky, whatever.
How did you like F you at the end last night?
This is not a challenge for Kevin Spacey. It's just not. It's just not. It's what he does well.
Okay, listen.
Okay.
This is a review video.
I'm reviewing it. I just said it.
But we're supposed to be dishing because people who watch the show already know all of this.
Okay. Anyway.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Zoe Barnes, I wanted to bitch slap her from like episode 1.
Yeah.
I was just like, seriously?
Kate Mara's
I never
fantastic.
really bought the whole like Francis. I never bought that at all. Ever.
The two of them? Wait, slow down. The two of them hooking up, you mean?
Yeah. Francis wouldn't go to his apartment. It's too gross for him. Come on. Francis is not about to, like, go to some apartment and, like, do this girl in, like, it's kind of like where Ross was dating Rebecca Romaine on Friends and her apartment was disgusting. Do you remember that episode?
I think I'm going to have to disagree because I think this is his nasty side. So I think it's kind of fun for him when he does stuff like that.
He strikes me as far too fastidious for her, grossness.
I do see the relationship, though. I totally, I
see them using each other.
I think a lot of this show is based on real life stories.
Yeah,
although
no, I agree.
Now they've gone over the top. But
I agree with that, but I buy Frank and Claire's relationship totally. I never bought the Frank and Zoe relationship I just didn't.
How about Claire? She is evil.
She is evil. She's Robin Wright is the reason to watch that show.
Boy, has she come a long way from Kelly Capwell.
Robin Wright is the reason to watch that show. But let's talk about that episode. All right, let's just not cut to the chase.
Cut the cheese?
No, let's cut to the chase here. My husband and I. Okay, so Zoe goes to meet Francis. Like, where? A safe place?
She knew.
A safe place. The metro. But
did you see where she was looking? Did you see where she was looking? And she was like she didn't want to go over there, but she did. Where he was standing.
Because it's not weird that Francis is wearing, an Inspector Clouseau outfit. No, that's not weird at all. That's Zoe Barnes. That's totally normal,
What was that? And the glasses
my husband and I, that whole thing went down, and we just laughed right out loud. I'm sorry. We laughed right out loud. And then Francis is, in the underground, in the Metro Underground, in his Inspector Clouseau outfit, just walking away. I mean, dude, have you ever taken the subway for real? That shit goes down in the subway. You're not getting away. It's just not happening.
Oh, it was so gross.
No one knows who he is. He's the majority whip of Congress, and it's D.C. I mean, I wouldn't recognize the majority whip of the real Congress, but, if I was, living in D.C. and, waiting on the Metro platform, probably would. Probably be why is Majority Whip Francis Underwood wearing an Inspector Clouseau outfit and going upstairs? What's up with that? And you don't think that somebody else from Slugline would be there, totally
who?
Slugline. By the way, let me just say that my husband and I when we're not talking like Francis and Claire and imitating them, which we do all the time for our amusement, we just turn around every once in a while and go like this. Slugline.
All right, that's because that's John's industry too. But I have to say something here about then.
Okay, go ahead.
Why didn't she have someone there with her who could stand in the shadows and watch?
Where was crazy dude that like she'll never love you, dude? So why are you even trying?
Yeah, but you know what? I take issue with that scene, and I said this to Tom, and he was like, "What?" That scene where they were like in bed or whatever, and she's all, "Are you done?" Whatever she said. Well, you know what? I can't really blame her. Like, come over here so I can see you. Like, didn't they just meet? Like, not meet, but just start hooking up recently?
No. I mean, they worked together.
At the end of last season, dare I say, like the last episode or close to it, he went over there and at one point, didn't he try to kiss her? And she was like,
Yeah, he was all drunk and stuff. And he went to her apartment and tried to, and made a move.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, and she was like,
sorry.
No.
So
she shows up at his apartment at the end of the season.
Right.
And you're assuming, all right, she's going to live there for a while or whatever. She's going to be hooking up with him, whatever. How much time is supposed to have gone by between that and now in the show?
Oh, actually, we know this because Peter's Christina.
I'm listening.
Christina was like, just this past episode, like, I've been running the congressional district for like 9 weeks, whatever. So yeah, so it's been about that long.
9 weeks?
Something like that.
All right, because I thought it was a lot less, and I just thought, like, I don't know.
So
she's just sitting there, and he's back here, like, going to town, and she's like,
it's like, dude, she's not into you. She's just not that into you.
Just not that into you.
You know? Like, so, but you're right. Like she went. Well, nobody knew she was meeting Francis though. Like not even Janine, who I like Janine. Do you? So wait. So let me ask you this: do you think that the slugline thing is totally done now? Like they just wrapped that up so that they can move on?
I don't think he's going to let it go. And here's another thing: is Frank an idiot? I said to Tom, you know why this wouldn't happen? Because Frank's too smart for this. Because he's got to know that she's got other people involved in this who she's talked to. Now, before it was a question of maybe we have to get the dirt, which she would not have been all over him for information if they really knew for sure that he did anything.
Right.
If he would have left it alone and kept telling her no, it would have been fine. But no, he has to go and kill her. So now, whoever she's involved with, meaning that guy from Slugline and what's her name? Janine?
Janine.
Duh, you idiot. Now they know you did it.
Yeah, but Janine is like hightailing it to Ithaca because she's like, no, I'm done with this. Like, this is too creeped out even for me.
Because of those pictures. Now, why put those pictures in Janine's mailbox?
To
let her know that... Do they know that his name was intimate with Frank? With F.U.?
Well, I guess they do now. Well, yeah, and I don't even remember... I don't even know the name of, like, poor guy that, like... she's just not that into you. I don't even remember.
She's just not that into him because he wasn't quite as good as Frank.
I think he knows that she, like...
Did you hear what I just said?
What?
Maybe it's because he wasn't as interesting as Frank.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that scene from from season 1 with Frank? I was like...
Oh, what? When Frank did certain things?
Downtown.
Again, Kevin Spacey, great actor, but that skeeved me a little bit.
I can't hear you.
It skeeved me a little.
Oh, it's... Kevin Spacey, like, show respect.
That's the other thing. Like, Frank Underwood just doesn't do it for me. You know?
Well,
it's poor dead Peter any day.
It's Frank Underwood. He's gross. He's supposed to be gross. That's the character.
I know.
But how about Claire? I just keep wanting to call her Robin Wright. The way she's just the perfection.
I know.
She's always making coffee if she's home.
I know.
And how about how the pregnant one, who I never remember who she is either, walks in and she's all, oh, come back to my office. And they start talking within seconds. She whips out this piece of paper that's sitting right there on her desk. and then she just verbal vomits all over the place. Holy cow.
Okay, now here's a question I have for you because you watched this a while ago. Did it take you, or I'll ask you this, how long during season 1 did it take you to realize that poor dead Peter and bald assistant guy were 2 different characters? I know. It took me about 3/4 of the season to realize that.
Okay. Another good point that you just made me think of. Why keep the prostitute? Why keep the escort, whatever she was, alive? And keep moving her, spending time and money and resources to move her from here to here to here. Why not just throw her in front of the train?
Well, here's the other thing that John and I never get. Like, this guy, his name is Doug, right? Like, I'm not sure what he does. He's just...
Talk about skeevy.
Doug Stamper. He's Doug Stamper. How come he's not the one killing Zoe? Like, isn't he, like, the go-to killing guy? I mean, what the hell is Frank doing all this himself?
Because I don't necessarily know that Doug knew about Zoe. Did he?
Isn't Doug the guy that Frank's like, you know, I mean, isn't he like the Silvio to Frank's Tony? You know, like, like, I mean,
I'm looking for a scarf.
I mean, like, how, like, what the hell?
Did I ever show you my De Niro?
What?
Did I ever show you my De Niro?
No.
This is my gun.
Okay. Very good.
All right, so
no,
let's
but do you know what
up.
I mean? Like, what the hell is Frank do? I mean, again, it goes back to the ridiculousness of it all. Like, Frank is really going to go down to a metro station, go in, like, the one side where, you know, I have to say, I often go when I'm taking the subway in New York, I often go to one of the other sides because the train's usually less crowded at the end. So, going off to the side and pushing a girl off the platform into the oncoming train. You don't think that the conductor of the train is going to see that?
I know, that's what I said, too.
But he's not going to be able to really report it because he's just going to be like, I don't know, it's just some dumb guy wearing an Inspector Clouseau.
The inspector costume, right. But wait, I have to ask you something about, when you just said the metro station that made me think of it. Have you ever heard of the Dumb Ways to Die app?
No, but I need to because
it's
like good.
It's like a it's this cute little song, this animated song, but it's like the lyrics are kind of scary. Mm-hmm. But it's like from some metro company in the UK, like trying to warn people about not being stupid near the tracks and stuff, right? And that's now in my head. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. And I'm going to like put it on video and put Kate Mara just. That is awesome.
Somebody should totally do that. So,
all right, let's wrap it up.
Anything else to report from the first episode? I don't know who this chick is that Frank wants to be the new majority whip, like to replace him.
Is he for real with her, or is he just messing with her?
No, I think he's for real, but is she new? Like, we don't know her, right?
No, but he went in and he suggested this one and that, and I'm going to stay out of it, and blah, blah, blah. But now he's got her. I think she's right. I think he's just using her to let loose all of this dirt on these two, and he has no intentions of getting her in there. He just knows she's stupid enough to do it.
No, I think he wants her in there because he can control her.
Maybe.
No, I definitely, and that's the way he's doing it is by, like, dividing and conquering the two other ones. And splitting the vote, I guess. But I'm just saying, like, we don't know her from anywhere, right? Like, she's kind of new. She's like some new person that they.
I didn't know.
Oh, let's talk with the president for a minute. And like, could there be a duller person on the planet?
Oh my God, no. Every time he comes on, I'm like, wait, is he the president again? He's so boring. So boring.
And how about like, you know, I mean, I didn't really realize that the chief of staff of the U.S. That's like who was a chief of staff like Rumsfeld maybe he was secretary of
You've got to cut this out. I am not going to discuss politics and look like an idiot.
No, but I just thought that the chief of staff was way more like the woman who's the chief of staff in Game of Thrones in House of Cards like. Seems like his, like, you know, administrative assistant, like, wandering, like, following around everywhere, like, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, sir. I thought the chief of staff, like, did more things, you know, on his own.
I have no idea, but I'm pulling up a list if you want.
I mean, she's always, like, following him around like a lapdog. And I don't really get that. That was kind of surprising to me. Because I do like that character, like, when she's not with the president. I think she's actually pretty cool, and I don't think she takes Francis's shit that much.
Right.
But she's just, that president is like, dull as dishwater.
Are you thinking of Rahm Emanuel?
No, but I mean, he was actually Obama's first chief of staff. And see, that's the thing. Like, no way in hell would Rahm Emanuel, like, sit around and be like, yes, Mr. President, no, Mr. President, yes, Mr. President, no, Mr. President. You know?
Hey, we don't know.
I mean, I don't know. It was very surprising to me. Like that, the role of the chief of staff, like, always there, always kind of like, It is just kind of interesting.
All right, one more thing. How about, what do you make of Claire giving the company to the pregnant woman?
It makes sense because I think Claire, here's the thing with Claire. And it's one
What's going on with Claire?
Claire knows, like, recognizes smarts when she sees them. Claire clearly is going to be like Mrs. Vice President soon. So I think that's...
So she wants out anyway.
Yeah. But even as she's suing this woman's, suing this woman for everything she's heard, and she's like, yes, I'm going to, like, I don't care if your, unborn baby dies inside you. She's like, but having said all that, she still would be the best person to run this company. So I'm going to have her do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Claire is very practical in that way.
So you just think that she wants out because she knows she's going to have to do a lot now as the second lady?
No, I think she wants out because as the second lady, not so much that she's going to have to do a lot. There's more opportunity to do whatever she wants as the second lady. That's what I think. I mean, why, run this little...
She's the SLOTUS.
It's not like Claire is running this water thing because, it's because she's, like, so philanthropic. She's running this water thing because it allows Francis to, like, get certain things.
My God.
It allows her to trade for favors more easily.
Every time you say Francis, I'm like, oh my God, you have to watch Reign. When are you going to start watching Reign?
Oh, I have too many shows already.
Oh, I
have all of American Horror Story Coven, whatever, on the DVR still to be watched.
Have you watched any other season of American Horror Story?
No.
Season 1 is the best ever of any of them. This season was good. Last season, Don't bother with season 2. And you can watch whatever you want.
I'm not bothering with season 3 either since I haven't even started watching it.
Trust me when I tell you, you won't like season 3 as much unless you watch season 1 first. But season 2, I would skip. It was done to death. Season 1 is one of the most innovative shows I've ever seen.
Okay. See, good. It's a very good, what's the word? Endorsement. All right. Anything else with House of Cards? It's just, you know what, guys? House of Cards people, because of course you're watching this because you clearly want to know what we think. You need to go more towards deliciously ridiculous and less towards just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Keep the acting up in this quadrant here. Because Downton Abbey this season is much better than it was last season, and it's gotten deliciously ridiculous.
All right, let's do another one about Downton Abbey next.
Okay. All right, so, like, look for these little things. You'll never know when you get them. Our little other show things, but hopefully we'll do another one soon.
Okay, bye.
All right.